Hi, I'm Mike Shea. I run slyflourish.com and twitter.com/slyflourish, and I saw the Newbie DM's great post about how he stores his miniatures and how he stores his dungeon tiles, and I thought that looked like a pretty good idea, and maybe people are interested, so maybe I'll talk about how I store miniatures and dungeon tiles, and maybe I can also talk a little bit later about how I run my game in general, but that'll probably be a different video, because apparently my memory card can only hold about 3 minutes of video. So if you like this, let me know, and we'll post more. So I'll start with right away with the miniatures. Like the Newbie DM, I had a shelving unit where I stored a lot of my miniatures, but I quickly outgrew that, so I've switched to a system that allows for greater growth with these $3 shoe boxes that I picked up at the Container Store. So they work pretty well. It's just a regular plastic shoe box and stores a bunch of miniatures in them, and when you want to find them, you can dump half of them out and kind of sort through them and find it and go, hey, there's that Dark Elf guy I was looking for. You know, and you take the Dark Elf guy and put him in your game. Dump them all right back, put it back in the box, put the box on the shelf. I spent far too much time trying to figure out exactly how to categorize all of these, and I ended up just kind of dumping them all on the floor and deciding how many I had of each different type and coming up with my own very rigid taxonomy. So I have bad humanoids, orcs and gnolls, heroes, good humanoids, demons, monsters, reptiles, goblinoids, large bipeds, huge monsters, large monsters, and undead and inanimates. So that seemed to work pretty well and has allowed me to scale. These are some of my favorite minis, or they were my favorites at some time, but I really haven't gone through and taken out ones I don't like. I'm a real big fan of this Balor. I think he's awesome. I think that's going to be great when we fight him. This is a prop that I use for Varellus, the skull in the Pyramid of Shadows. So the character who picked up Varellus, the player, actually had to carry around the skull every week for 9-10 weeks, and he really enjoyed that, and she slowly turned into a Demi-Lich, so that's her with her gem eyes as a Demi-Lich. And then up top I've got my dragons, and if any of the players notice the dragons are missing, then they know it's going to be a rough night. So those are how I store my miniatures, and that seems to work pretty well. Dungeon tiles, I store them a lot, very similar to the way the Newbie DM stores his, which are very high-tech Ziploc bags. I actually don't cheap out on the Ziploc bag. It's, you know, you kind of want to get the generic Ziploc bags, like these guys, these orange, you know, Safeway brand Ziploc bags, and they don't work nearly as well as the regular good old Ziploc bags. So, you know, if you're going to use them for a long time, go ahead and pay the extra 50 cents. I store them by set. So this is the Underground and City set, and, you know, this is the Underground Passage set. And each set is independent, so that way, if I'm using like Dungeon Delve, I can go and I can grab just the set I need. I store them all in a big Staples Bankers box. I love these Bankers box. I use them for a lot of different things, but one of the main things I use them for is to store dungeon tiles. I actually don't use dungeon tiles as that much. I'll talk about my Dwarven Forge addiction, but I do use them and I do like them. So they're, you know, for 10 bucks a set, they're pretty worthwhile. As you can see, though, I think my box is getting a little chubby there, so I think I'm going to be running out of room, and I'm going to have to use another Banker's box. And I already have 2 sets that I picked up and haven't even opened yet because I haven't really needed them. So that's how I store my minis and my tiles. In a future video, I'll show some other ways that I run my game if you have enjoyed this. So thanks for tuning in.